Everyone, welcome to my next set of videos, which is all about linking an SQL database to Python, and obviously then you can then take it further and add TK enter and so on to it. So the reason we're going to use a database over a text file or a CSV file is databases allow us to store data in a much more structured format, but also allows us to store much more data as well. Now, if you haven't already, you're going to have to download a piece of software called SQLITE, and what that will allow us to do is once we have created our database and our tables, then this software will allow us to open it and view it. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to import SQLite 3. So this is telling Python that I'm going to use SQLite 3, and then here I'm going to create my database. So I'm going to call my database details. Now remember, a database will have multiple tables. So if you were making this, for example, to store employees, customers, and so on, then you could have one database with multiple tables. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first table. So my first table is going to be called employees. Remember, you could have multiple tables inside one database. So my database is called details, and my first table is going to be called employees. Now I'm going to have an ID set as integer, and I'm going to set that as my primary key. So the primary key is something that is unique to each record. So for example, I'm going to have fname is text and not null. That means it cannot be empty. And the reason why I'm going to have the ID as a primary key is you could have more than one person with the same first name, with the same surname, but each record is going to be unique, and unique because of the ID. So for example, record 1 will be a first name, a surname, an email address, and department. Okay, and then record 2 and so on. Okay, so it's something that is unique. Now that is probably it, because obviously I'm just doing a quick demonstration to show how this can all be linked together. So if I save this and run this, what we'll do, it will create the database called details.db, and it will create the table called employees with these particular columns. Okay, and in the next video I'm going to show you how we can actually add values into each column and row, and we can start adding some employee details.